Hey there, I'm James. Welcome to Game Stories, where we write games that tell stories. And I just kind of wanted to jump in and make a video as kind of like a footnote to the last video about ARIS lock structures. Because I think the last example that I gave was probably either, well, it was too simple if you're used to sort of if statements and locks and things like that, but it's probably too complex for most people who are new to this kind of design. So I just want to show you a couple alternatives that you could do if either of those things is the case for you. So let me just load it up real quick. This is the example I'm talking about. This is sort of the other elephant that comes and talks to us and sends us on the quest to get the peanuts and then gives us a penny, right? And I had sort of three conditions where the player could come back and the elephant would say something different. First time would be, hey, go on this quest for me, get me some peanuts and I'll give you a prize. Second one was if they've already gone on the quest but they haven't finished it yet, then the elephant gives sort of a different text that reminds them to go on the quest. Hey, go get those peanuts for me. Come back when you do. And the last one was when they had finished the quest, the elephant said thanks, and then took the peanuts and gave a coin. Now, if that was all too easy for you, then I guess the next level challenge would be to add a fourth condition. And the fourth condition would be, what if the player already completes the quest, already goes and gets the peanuts from the other elephant, and then comes here and meets this elephant for the first time? Now, when we did that in the example, what happened was the elephant just says, great, thank you for the peanuts, here's a coin, right? And just took the peanuts and gave the coin, which kind of works okay. It just makes the player think this elephant's kind of a jerk if they were for some reason attached to the peanuts. A better option would be is if the player had gone and gotten the peanuts without going on the quest, then they would come to this elephant and instead of giving this line, they would give a fourth line that said, hey, I see you have some peanuts. Would you like to trade for a shiny coin? And then the player can choose yes or no, right? And if they say yes, they'll trade. If not, they won't. So that would be the next challenge. I'm not going to show you how to do that. But if you've sort of been able to make sense of things so far and you want to try something a little more advanced, then see if you can figure out how to use locks to create that new condition. The condition where they haven't been on the quest, they have completed it. So what sort of locks do you need to put in place to make sure that a new line fires when that's the case? Give that a try. But if you're in the other group of people trying this out and that sort of you've been trying to get these three things to work and it's just not working, then let's just make things easier. You don't actually need all these different conditions just to have a quest. You really only need send on the quest and complete the quest, right? So we can just delete this middle option completely. Click there, and I'll show you what it looks like if I do that. Delete it, and I'll say, yes, delete it please. And then also we would need to go in here to the locks on this first option, and then we no longer need this condition, this second part of this and. So we'll remove that as well. Now we just have if the player has less than one peanut, they'll always see this line, and if the player has more than one peanut, they'll always see this line, right? So that just means the player comes and he'll say, hey, I need you to go talk to the elephant, I'll give you a prize. Fine, great. Come back again without completing the quest. It basically just gives you a reminder text. It's the same one you've seen already, but it still tells you, hey, go talk to Mr. Elephant for me, get the peanuts, I'll give you a prize. And that reminds you just as well as the other line did. Maybe somewhat less artfully, but it's much simpler this way, just to have the send on the quest text and the finish the quest text. Takes care of a lot of problems. Okay, and that is it. That is all I wanted to do. I was just sort of worried that maybe a lot of people might, if they haven't already done some if-then statements in some other platform, that the locks thing might get too complicated. So give this a shot instead. All right, and that's it. I will see you next time with some thoughts about how to make good location-based stories. Thanks.